Hello, hello. Today I thought I'd show you what I do with my book pages. Not what I actually do with the pages, but what I do with the scraps. I really like to take off all the white part from my book pages. I use those book pages for my jelly prints, for drawing images on them, and just background pages with the little funky edges that I use with those tools those rulers that I got off Amazon. But then I'm left with all of this. I mean, there's a ton of just paper, so I like to just, I don't want to throw them away because it's a lot of good paper. So I take some ledger size paper. It, I think, is 11 inches by 14 inches. It's just standard copy paper. But I just glue these pages on. I always make sure that the straight edges are either going to be covered up by another page, or I tear that page off. So every once in a while, when I can't make it work, you'll see me tear an edge off. But straight edges go on the edge or hide underneath. And I sped this up a lot because this takes a while. I tried to film this last night, and my phone would not work with me. It was irritating me. I really need to get a new one. But I completed a whole project trying to make it work, and I finally decided to just start a new one. So you'll see the end result of what I did last night and this one. Both. So you can see two different versions. Actually, I'm going to show you several different versions at the end because this is not my normal method of doing my backgrounds. I just wanted to try something different. Because on New Year's Eve, I just took my rollers with some acrylic paint and rolled onto the plates. And I was like, well, wonder what that will do with an uneven, because this does cause, you'll see all the ripples because of the copy paper. It causes an uneven page. And so there's valleys and gaps, so that you basically when I do the roller over, it's kind of like I don't know, the best I can think of is dry brushing, but it's not really dry brushing because it's a whole lot of paint. But I don't know, it could technically be version. It's not even a brush, it's a roller. But I really just was curious to see the effect. And so you'll just see me. I do some straight across and some straight down. I don't do any diagonally. I've never done one like that. I might try it sometime, but I don't know. A little too much. Too much chaos for me. I do like order sometimes. And the glue I'm using is my tacky glue. It's mostly water. I really water this stuff down because I use so much on these pages. And I really don't want to spend a ton of money on these background pages, so it's at least 2 parts water, 1 part glue, probably 3 parts water, 1 part glue. It's very, very thin. I think I sped this up 3 times speed. So you can see how long it actually takes. Me. Some people may be quicker than me. Probably a lot of people. But I think I've made, I don't know, 7 or 10 of these. A bunch of them aren't painted yet. But I still have an entire bag full of these little bookmarks. Scraps. When I'm done with this, I don't dry them. It's just a waste of time. Just let them air dry. So you're just going to see me put this one aside, and I'm going to bring another one in that is already dried so that I can continue on with the process. But it won't be this one that I'm painting. I'm just showing you how I do it. But the other one, the next one that you're going to see, it looks exactly like this. It's just a different, slightly different pattern because I don't remember patterns. I just lay the paper as if I can do it. And that's a page. Voila, a dry one. And see, they are rippled. What I like to do before I actually use them as background is I'll put a bunch of books on these and flatten them out. But I didn't want to do that yet because I kind of want the ridges. I want to see the patterns it's going to create. So I pulled my jelly plate out, my small one, over to the side. That's where I'm going to place the ink. I'm going to place it on that, roll it over there, and then I'm going to bring it over to the page. And I'm going to use these kind of neutral colors. I'm using the small roller with the green because I want the green to get the most coverage, and the smaller roller is going to hit most of the page. It's going to be able to get the smaller grooves because it's not having to cover a wider area. When I bring in the other colors, I'm going to use my larger roller, and you'll see it won't, and I'm not going to press as hard on them, and you'll see that it won't cover as much. I realize I'm going to the edge, I'm going to ruin my table, so I bring in my mat, my precious dirty mat. So you'll see I'm not really, I'm just really trying to get as much of that page covered as possible. I don't mind that a lot of the book color still shows. Here comes my dogs. Oh, the baby again. Oh, he wants to play. But I do want to get most of it covered because I want to make sure the green shows. There's the big one. I want to make sure the green shows under all the other colors. So now you'll see me switch to my bigger roller, and I'm not going to press down as hard, and so you'll see it's not going to hit many parts of the page. If I had pressed down harder, it would have covered a lot of more area, but I really wanted green to be dominant. I don't know if it ended up that way, but it was my goal. And you'll see, I don't know if you can see it, the jelly prints on the side there, but I put way too much brown paint over there, so I'm having to roll some off onto a page. And I'm pressing super light on this because that jelly print is still super wet. I'm trying not to cover up all the black because it's basically going to hit the same areas the black does. So I'm trying to leave some of the black showing. And now because there's so much of that, I'm going to have to pull that paint. And now I'm going to bring in a lighter color for just some highlights. And I'm done with the roller now. The roller is just for the jelly plate. I'm going to bring in some sponges. And it's really, really light. I really kind of wish I'd used this specific sponge with a darker color. Like maybe, I think maybe I would have just rolled, if I do it again, I would have just rolled the brown paint and I would have sponged the black. But I do like what I do with the other sponge in the light color. But this doesn't really show up enough, which is okay. It's just background paper. We're going to put stuff on top of it. It's not a main focus. These are sponges I actually use with my jelly plate. I'll actually do that like that, and then I'll put a different color on top, and then I'll pull the print. Of course, you would have to let it dry in between, but that's not my purpose today. So with this sponge, I slightly twist it as I'm putting it on the page, and it kind of creates a swirl effect. I really liked that. And because I added more of the light color and there was less of the brown, this is a lighter color, so it shows up more. And that's basically what I do for my bookends. And I don't do any more with them until I get an idea more of what I want to do with them. Now I'm just cleaning my jelly plate. I'm adding a little paper to make a little bit of more interest on the pulls. Sometimes they succeed, sometimes they don't. But this case in point, this is what I do my book pages with. See, in this one, if I had let that dry and put another color on the back, that would have been amazing. But that's not the focus of this. So I'm just trying to clean my jelly plate. I just really like using this as a palette as opposed to anything else, because all I do is create more background pages. So I thought I'd show you all the different ways I've done these book page masterboards so far. So this is the one we did together. And this is the one I did last night. Last night I used the exact same way I did this one. I just added blue to it. But the filming of this, it wouldn't film. And I struggled with it forever. So I gave up on that one. Trying to film that one, I just started over. So I've got two prints like that. The first one I ever did was this one. It has stencils in it. And the colors I used, I used my ink sprays. And they were these. This is my typical format that I like, as is this one. This one's my favorite. These are also my sprays, but they're the oxides. It's these two. I think I may have done some of these as well on the bottom, but it's been a while since I've done that. But this is my absolute favorite. And then as an experiment, I brought in watercolors. Just did the rainbow, and all the little bookends I went through and marked with my archival pen. But that's all the different ways so far that I've done. I mean, I haven't even started stamping or anything on this. I was just putting color on the pages. So that is the absolute variety that I've done so far. And I really hope to find some more ways of doing this. I really hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I will see you next time. Thank you.